first things first, tell me about Jackson and Danielle.
Jackson and Danielle?
Because Liz, I ran into Liz yesterday,
Yeah.
and she told me that they were dating, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, dude.
So
I
what
found
happened?
out. Okay. So I found out
Okay.
on maybe about a month ago. And, like, I was, like, super, I was confused because, like, okay, first off, let me tell you this. About maybe 3 months ago, I forget, Jackson, like, yelled at Danielle or something like that. Like, didn't yell at her, but, like, told her to do something. And I was like, okay, that's odd. And he's like, fine, if you don't tell Elaine, I'll give you $20, like, as a joke or whatever. So he, like, gives her $20, and then she grabs it and then just stuffs it down her bra. And I'm like...
Oh, okay, I heard about that. I don't know who told me that, but I heard about that.
I was like, okay.
And this is at
All right.
work.
Yeah, this is at work. in the front, like, where, not even, like, back, like, where, like, all the machines are to cook.
So this is before, like, it got remodeled? Or is this, like, during, or?
Ooh. No, this was definitely right after. Like, right
when
it opened.
And, like, reopened, okay.
And so he's just sitting there. And he's like, I don't know what to do. And he's like, I don't even want my money back. Like, I'm not
like, that specific bill, I don't want it back.
she's like, grab it. And I'm like, oh my God. No, I'm not here for this.
Just walk away.
I don't want any of this. But yeah, that was like, okay, there's definitely something weird going on.
Mm-hmm.
And then we were talking about, I don't know. Connor was like, yeah, like, Jackson's like 20% gay, I'm pretty sure.
That's what I thought. And, like, the thing is, like, I didn't want to be mean, but I was pretty sure he was gay.
Yeah.
And, like, and when Liz told me, I'm like, are you serious? Is it because Danielle cut her hair off?
Oh, no.
Because that's true. I haven't seen her. I just heard that she, like...
That's a whole different story, dude. When she came in, I was like, at first I was like, whoa.
What the fuck is that?
I was like, oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that was interesting. And it was around the same time that she shaved her head that they
like,
started dating, apparently. And then, like, I found out from Lisa.
Of course.
Of course. I mean, why? Like, if you work at McDonald's, you know.
Lisa is the go-to for the tea. Okay.
So I was like, Lisa's like, Jackson, I know about your girlfriend in front of everyone.
That was a good impression. Like, the little cadence she has. Okay.
I was like, what? I was like, in my mind, I was like, okay, I've never seen Jackson talk about anyone, like, nothing.
No, he has had no, like, indication of being attracted to anyone, actually.
Yeah, literally no one. And I'm like, okay, all right. I had to, like, pause for a second. And I was like, oh, okay, so that's real. And I was like, wait, Jackson, you have a girlfriend? He's like, what? No. And he just walks back to the class. And I'm like, Lisa's like, yes, he does. And I'm like, okay, well, who is it? And she's like, I'm not allowed to say. I'm not.
Oh my God, she's telling people. That's
she's doing that whole thing.
Of course.
And I'm like, okay. So is she around my age or something like that? 'Cause she was giving me this weird look, like she worked there or something like that.
I mean,
like I
Brenda.
knew her. Yeah. So I look around and I'm like, who's like our age that is like
a girl?
Yeah. And then, like, I was thinking about it. I was like, this is weird. And I was like, I really don't know. She's like, oh my gosh, are you kidding? You don't know? And I'm like, what? How am I supposed to know? Like, I don't even know. I don't know how I guessed. But I was like, wait a minute, Danielle. Because I thought back to that incident, and I was like...
A weird boob incident?
Yeah, the boob incident. I was like, oh, it's Danielle, huh? And she's like, I'm not allowed to say. And I'm like, oh, God. And I go back to the crew room, and I'm like, Jackson, you're dating Danielle? He's like, what? I'm like,
a little voice, a little high pitch. But do you have Brenda on Snapchat? Did you see
No.
what he posted?
Yes.
Dude, oh my God, I screen recorded it because
It
was fantastic.
I literally got so confused because I'm not friends with Jackson on like any social media, and I was like,
yeah, because he doesn't
what
have
the heck?
anything. Like,
And I was so confused. I was like, wait, why did Brenda post this long video of Jackson? And like go back and rewatch it.
I hate the new update because I got the iOS 13 beta.
oh.
It's annoying. Okay, this right here. That was the ad. I'm sorry.
Hey, welcome to McDonald's. Let me show you around. So over here we have our ice cream machine. Always cleaned every week. Always served fresh. So right here we got our drink station. You want a Diet Coke? Just pop it in. It's that Well,
a wink.
thanks for stopping by. Have a good trip.
Dude, I thought he was gonna drop the phone when he like put it out the window.
Dude, he did the same thing. So he's mid-order, right? He's mid-order for, like, on the second lane. He grabs Nancy's phone because Nancy had just run back. Grabs her phone, opens the camera, starts taking a video. He's like, yeah, so today, guys, I'm going to show you how to take a smoothie. And he's like, yeah, so 2 Big Macs or whatever? Like, mid-order. He's like, all right. It's like, sorry, I got to take this. And then he's like, all right, let me show you how to make a smoothie. He presses the smoothie. He's like triple, like, he's doing 3 tasks at once. He's like talking on like the microphone. Yeah. I'm like, what's going on? And then he's like doing the smoothie, and then he's like taking a video. So I'm like, how does this even work? And then he's like, all right, so yeah, first you just press this button here and pour in the smoothie, and then yeah, that's about it. All right, thanks guys. Oh, here's Nancy. Got it in the chat.
Gotta go.
Yeah, that was that incident. And
No,
that was,
but yeah, no, because okay, so I don't know if you found out about this, but apparently Liz and Jackson and Danielle, I don't know who else was there, but just I know they were there, went to Corky's, and that's when Liz like found out they were officially dating, because obviously she doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah.
And apparently like Danielle has like no problem talking, and even in front of like people about like their sex life and stuff.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because she's like just openly she started talking about how like she lost her virginity to him. I'm like, oh my god, that's such a like ew, Liz. First of all, I don't know why she told me that, because I didn't want to know that.
Yeah, I didn't want to know that either.
But now you know.
I was kind of like hoping, like, I hope that I'd never have to hear a story about that, but now that's over.
Okay, but it's not in detail. That's all I know.
Guess who told me the story of where it happened? Guess who told me that story?
Her?
No.
Lisa.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Wait, so you know more about it?
No, I don't know. He's like, Jackson was like, Lisa, I'm gonna kiss your daughter or something like that. That's what he does. And I'm like, and then he's like, he's like, I'm gonna tell your girlfriend what happened in the car last weekend. And I was like, oh god, I don't need this. Like, I don't need this image.
Oh.
Like, I was like, oh.
Wow.
Oh,
ew.
It was painful.
And just like I can't, because the thing is, Jackson. I mean, my experience with him, he's been so innocent.
Yeah,
I can't picture him doing anything like that. You know,
Exactly.
like I can't picture him. Oh, I can't even. Oh, I don't want to get into detail. But when Liz told me that, I'm like, that's disgusting. Like,
Yeah.
I don't want to know anything. And then of course Lisa would be the one to tell everyone.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she still works there.
I mean, it's been what, 7 years?
God, I thought she didn't work there, and then one time I like went by and they like had just switched, and my dad literally like he knows her, doesn't know her name, but like knows she's not a good employee because she doesn't serve food well. And my dad was like, "Oh my God, she's still here. I thought she left because I haven't seen her since like you quit." And I was like, "Whoops." But she does still work there.
Oh my god, yikes.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so if you haven't caught on already, this is the 3rd episode where we're talking about McDonald's, and I'm here with Dakota and Sierra, old coworkers, and so now you have to tell me stories about Jake, because I would only work on weekends when I still work there, so like the stupid things that Jake would do. Essentially, okay, just describe who Jake was.
Okay, so Jake is like, how would I describe him? What's like a stereotype for Jake?
Just, I'm stupid. That's
I
what
mean, yeah.
he was just
basically.
dumb. Like,
He's
not
like-
even being mean. He was really dumb.
He's
What
like,
was
he's
the
like
guy
a
that you didn't
frat
like? Was he worse than that?
Johnny.
Johnny.
No, Johnny was not that bad compared to Jake.
No, Johnny's nothing compared to Jake. Jake was a whole different story. Jake is like a frat guy, but like.
But like, who didn't get into
half
college?
smart. Yeah, exactly.
College.
That's perfect. That's perfect. So like my first day there or whatever, my first day I see him. It's probably like his 4th day, and then like it's 6 in the morning. Like I'm working 6 to 2 on like weekdays, and like it's rough, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like half awake. It's like 6 in the morning. This kid comes bursting through the door, and he's like, "Hey, what's up?" Like he's like screaming, and I'm like, "Oh my god, dude, it's way too early for this." He comes back. He's like, "Norma, where am I going?" Like screaming, and I'm like, "Oh god." And then she's like, "Counter, like go on counter," and I'm like, "Oh great." So a customer comes in, and he's wearing like, I forget what football team it was, but he's a hardcore like Chargers fan or whatever. So he's like, "Oh dude." I think it was the Cowboys. He's like, "Oh, dude, you're a Cowboys fan? The Cowboys fucking suck." I'm like, oh
To the customer? Oh
yes,
my.
to the customer. And then he goes, "Bolt up, baby, bolt up," and he's yelling this, and I'm like, Jesus Christ.
Oh
I'm
my
like, is this what
God.
I'm gonna have to deal with? Like, you're not supposed to like talk to customers
Like that at all?
No, like that's like what not to do. And the guy was like kind of in shock when he said that. He laughed and he's like, he's like,
Cute, but
yeah,
okay.
yeah, all right. And yeah, and so then like I got to know Jake, right? And then Jake would present, and then he's always talking.
Yeah, he would never shut
Constantly.
up. The few times I worked with him, he would never shut up.
It
And I
definitely
would get
doesn't
so
stop.
mad at him because he was so loud too.
Yeah.
And he'd be talking about like, gross stuff, you know him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, like shut up. There's kids right there. I'm like, you can't be that loud.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Because I remember the last few times I worked with him, he was like going to court for what? Do you remember what
Yes,
was that?
I remember.
Okay,
the
what was that
court
about?
situation. Okay, so he would gone to BB Park, which is like a skate park / foot field or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's sitting in the parking lot apparently. And he's like, yeah, I was just with my friend and we were just like in our car and like we're just like sitting there and like we're like smoking or whatever, and then like all of a sudden like the cops pull up and like and then he's like,
What? So like
he's like, let me see your ID, and then like he handed him the fake ID.
Mm-hmm.
And then so that's what he got in trouble for.
Oh, fake ID.
Yeah, fake ID.
Okay.
So that's why he was in court, I'm pretty sure.
Oh my
And
God. How
whatever
old was he?
doing.
I never.
He was 18, turning 19.
So stupid.
Just he was the worst. Yeah, like probably like a month after, he was gone for like a week. He requested like a whole week off, and he's like, actually this is like November, so this was he'd probably been working there for like a month or two.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like this was right before Thanksgiving break, I think. Yeah. And he's like, hey Dakota, what's up, man? Like I came in at like 9 or whatever, like 3 hours later than like what I normally would. And he always worked at like 6. So he's like Dakota, what's up, man? He's like, dude, you're not gonna believe what I did this week. I'm like, oh great, like let me go clock in and then I'll get the scoop or whatever. The whole store will get the scoop because
Yeah, he
he's
screams.
loud. Yeah. He's like, yeah. So I have these friends that go to Boulder, and I'm like, oh great, like Boulder, like what's gonna come out of this? Like what, He's like, yeah. So like all weekend I was just playing Smash and I was just super stoned, and I'm like,
That sounds so fun.
okay, yeah. Like he came back like noticeably more dumb, and I'm like, he's like, yeah. All my friends there, like they do shrooms and like all these hardcore drugs. And like he's like, yeah, like somehow they get straight A's, like they're really smart. And I'm like, okay, like what are you trying to tell me? He's like, yeah, so like those are the Boulder boys. Like I'm gonna try and go to Boulder. Like those are my Boulder boys. And I'm like, okay.
Was he
All
in
right.
high school?
No,
Okay,
he was in
he had graduated, but he was really barely. I remember
Yeah.
he told us he barely graduated.
Yeah, I forgot. So the first day he walked in, I knew this kid looks familiar. So
He didn't recognize the phone.
no, like I knew I've seen them before. And so my math class at Saddleback, this kid, so like it's the second week, and he makes this, like the teacher's talking, he's like, excuse me, professor, I need to go to work. Like it's like it's like the class started at like 2:30. Yeah, it was like at 2:30 to like 4:45 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably like 3 o'clock. He's like, yeah, I need to go to work. And he's like, all right. Well, I mean, I guess I can't stop you. Like, you got to make money. Like, it's fine. Like, you want to meet me after and get like the notes or something? And he's like, oh, I don't know. I work long nights. And I'm like, okay. So he's
What does
just
that have to do with anything?
dips.
Working long nights.
I don't know. He just dips.
So
And,
you
like,
were in that class when that happened. Like you were
yes,
there.
yes,
Okay.
I was in this class. And I was like, it clicked. And I was like, a few weeks like after that kid had been working there, I was like, wait, were you in like Quigley or whatever for math? He's like, yeah, dude, I dropped that class. Like that was so hard, and it was like basic algebra. It was like
Algebra
intermediate-
1?
It was like algebra 2 basically. And I was like, oh boy, like I got an A in that class, and I was like, that was like easy. Like there's no homework. It was like the easiest class I've ever taken. This kid dropped out in like a month. And
Is he still going to school? Do you know? Do you see him?
I've never seen him. I hope I never see him again. He came through the drive. Oh wait, I do know. I think he came through the drive-through. He was like super stoned late one night, and I'm like, he's like with his friends. He's like, Dakota. This is after he got fired, by the way. He's like, so who took my spot? And I'm like,
Spot. Yeah, because there's definitely like spots.
yeah, like it was like it says name. It's like a name
Okay, this is what
tag,
Jake-
and it says Jake. Yeah, like I don't know, man. He's like, oh, nice. And I'm like, yeah, so what are you up to now? Like what have you been doing?
Prison.
He's like, he's like, well, I'm trying to join the Navy to be a firefighter, and I'm like, how is that going? And he's like, I gotta pass the tests and stuff like that, but that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm like, oh, so you like working in the meantime? You going to school? He's like, huh, no.
Does he just live with his parents? Like he's like that kind of bum?
Yeah, he's just a bum.
Literally.
He's not gonna. I don't know. He's
do
not gonna
anything
do
with his
anything
life.
away.
Dude, that's so sad, but like.
Yeah.
That sounds like Mitchell. Do you remember?
Oh my God,
Mitchell?
Mitchell! Do you remember Mitchell?
I know Mitch.
Oh my God, what happened to him? I remember because he
goes to he went to my high school.
Do you know what he's doing now?
He does like videos on Instagram, but I remember this kid would get kicked out of his house.
Videos, like the way you said that. Just looking it up right now.
His Instagram's like Swishel or something like that.
Anyway, what is he?
So I remember I used to see him because I was like, he got fired right before I started working there, and I knew he worked there because my friends like Michael, like
Mickey.
There. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think...
He works there again, by the way.
What, Michael?
Yeah. He got
you serious?
hired. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So
because I always like watch his like stuff on like Instagram and stuff.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Super talented, but
super talented. I was like, dude, every time I see his videos or like he like got featured on like the Nature Bags page, I'm like, dude, that's sick.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, that Mitchell is like trying to be him. Like
Basically.
he started the
doing the
video.
Nature kind of edits.
Mm.
Oh, man.
It's like the same thing.
That's slow panning.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like these pictures, like Michael does that all the
This
time.
is nature pictures,
It's
basically.
like the Walmart version of Mike, basically. But yeah, so he I remember I had seen him. This was probably a couple months in the school year. I'm like, Mitch, you still go to Tesoro? And he's like, yeah, like I'm about to like do online school to like finish or whatever. And I'm like, wait, what's wrong now? He's like, I don't know. Like my mom keeps kicking me out of the house. Like she
How
took
old
away
is
my
he?
car.
He like didn't look
He's
that
like,
old.
He was like 17.
I know, right? I was like, he
Still
looked like a
comes
kid.
by, like all the time, and I'm like, why do you come here? Like you were like, you got fired. Like you were like.
Wait, why did he get
the
fired?
kid.
Was there a
He
reason?
didn't show up for like 10
Okay,
shifts
that's-
in a row.
Yeah,
He's
because he
like,
like was supposed to take off. I remember that because then he got like really big in trouble with like Elaine, and like he kept like coming up to me and he's like, I don't even get this. I took my time off, and he like kept complaining to your mom and was like, you don't even understand. Like I asked for time off. Like what was I supposed to do if I'm already gone? And I was like, maybe you should have like made sure that you took the time off or like that you weren't scheduled or like, you know, anything to make sure that you're not gonna get fired from a pretty easy job.
Yeah, okay, I remember that.
yeah, that was.
Midge. And because I remember he would always talk, because he worked at Taco Bell before, right? Yeah, he would
Yes,
always talk
yeah,
about, like, he
yes.
worked at Taco Bell
Yeah.
before. And then he, like, I don't know. No, but yeah, like, the few times that I worked after he left, I saw him come by the drive-thru. He always sounded high. I don't know if he was, but he just sounded
That's
like...
just how he sounds. He's just burnt out. He's kind of like.
that's his voice. Like,
Yeah.
that's so crazy. Like, just like...
Yeah.
And he was also, like, small, too.
Yeah.
Like, that's why, like, his voice was really deep. He's
Yeah.
a really small dude. Damn, dude.
Yeah.
So he does...
He does like videos now.
Is that all he does? Does he go to
That's, like,
school?
I don't think so. I've never seen him at Saddleback, but I mean, I went there for one class my first semester and did the rest online, and I did like 3 classes like last semester, so I didn't see him. It's a big, decent sized campus. So it's not like
So what do you do now?
me. Well,
You
I
don't
go
do
to
videos
school.
on Instagram?
I don't make videos on Instagram. I hardly post on Instagram. I got into saltwater fish around Christmas time.
You said, I thought you were gonna say I got assaulted.
No,
I was like,
no, that would be a
Saltwater
good
fishing?
story. Saltwater, no, like fish tanks, like keeping fish. Tanks.
Oh, like in your house?
yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
in my house, yeah. So that's what I've been up to since
Wow, dude.
Christmas, and then hanging out with my girlfriend and stuff. Like that's about it.
Cute.
Yeah, that's where I've seen a majority of you.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that was hilarious. I think it was like, what was it? She told me that she followed your girlfriend, and she
Mhm.
told me a picture, and it was like you winning her something.
Oh,
do you
I
remember that?
I remember
And then I
that.
told her, and I
Yeah.
I asked you, I'm like, did you win your girlfriend something? And you were like, you were on the other side of the
I
store.
was like,
you were like, what?
Yeah, I was so confused. You're like, the caption was like couldn't win me a prize or something.
Oh, like a
that.
bigger prize or something, yeah, because it was like, yeah.
Yeah, and then.
And then I asked you something
Yeah,
about that,
yeah,
and you were like by the office. I was like in front.
Yeah,
like,
you were in the front, and I was like clocking out or something like that, and you were like, you can win one prize, and I'm like, wait, what?
Oh my god, I was dying.
Okay.
That was so funny,
That had to be almost a little less than a year ago, almost a year ago.
dude. I know.
That's crazy.
Did I? Oh, because I remember like the last time I worked like full time, because I didn't work up until like school. I think
Mhm.
it was like August where
Yeah.
I worked full time because everything was just getting old. And I
Yeah.
think by then my mom was about to move to the other store.
Yeah.
So like I was like I'm done out of here. Like, and I mean Liz followed her. She quit. Like she left Ladera and went over there.
Hated it. Yeah.
Because she told me all this stuff, like all the drama that people make out of nowhere. I'm like, that sounds familiar.
Yeah.
That sounds like.
Lisa is a big part of the.
I remember like when I was moving into the house I live now back in like
Mhm.
school.
Mhm.
I remember I got a call from Elaine because Lisa had like put in a complaint about me,
Oh no.
and I was like, wait, what? I was so
Oh
because
my
literally
God.
I was at the U-Haul place.
Yeah.
Literally because we had to get a U-Haul to move stuff in,
Mhm.
and I was at the U-Haul place, and I get a call from Elaine. It's like, oh, Lisa has filed like a complaint against you. I'm like, what the fuck? And like, cause like I don't know, cause we would all joke with her, I guess, and I guess sometimes she would take it seriously, like she
Mhm.
wouldn't
Yeah.
know that we were kidding, and that's why she filed like a formal complaint against me. And
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God.
okay, that's so dumb. And I was like, I don't have time to deal with this. I have to go like rent this stupid truck. Like
Yeah.
I don't want to deal with. So like literally like after that, like I kind of didn't like joke around with her anymore
Oh,
because I'm
yeah.
like, it's too risky. Like I don't want to like get
No.
in trouble for whatever reason.
Dude, all right, since you left, she has been noticeably like a worse worker. Like she is.
I guess me being mean to her was like made her work.
No, yeah, like I thought, like okay, like at first she's not bad, but she's not like a great worker.
Obviously.
You know, she's like she does counter and like
That's all.
presenting.
And presenting.
Yeah, that's all. And I'm like, okay,
So mean,
And
but it's
then-
true.
yeah, and then like maybe 6 months ago it got really bad. Like she talks. Okay, so
Because
So
when I
all
remember
those
her
customers-
working, is she would like see a customer and then have like a 20-minute
Yeah,
conversation with them.
Or she'd like walk away from her where she was like stationed, and she'd go like inside the store and be like, "Hey guys, how are you?
Yeah,
How have you
yeah.
been?
Wait, Lisa, there's a
How are
line.
you?"
I know she like intimately knew like
Yeah,
good
yeah.
lives,
Such like good
Exactly.
for her, but at the
but
same
like
time,
you're
like,
working.
we're so busy McDonald's, like we got things to do.
Oh
Dude,
my god.
so this one time, she's going through the drive-through or whatever, and she's like, she has the conversations with everyone. It's always like, oh, I love your nails. Like, where do you get them done? Like the food, there's like 20 bags of food just lined up behind her.
Ready to
Like,
be, like,
let me
handed
see your nails. Oh my god, those are so pretty. But
That's why like it was hard to position her
Yeah.
anywhere because anywhere she would be, that's what she would do.
she's useless.
She
Yeah.
was very
Essentially.
useless.
Something she was good at, like she have to interact with
I
the
know.
customer.
Yeah.
Like the only thing I could picture her being good at is like being a greeter, but
Yeah.
we don't have like that position.
That's
like,
what we have now.
oh, because
That's
like
what
we have
I
the
am.
kiosk, right?
Yeah.
You have like a greeter.
You're
Yeah.
a greeter.
Pretty much, yeah.
What does that even mean? What do you do? Like
It's
hi?
a guest experience leader. So
Oh, that
like,
sounds so bad.
so like
Wow, you're
basically it's
a greeter.
higher than crew trainer. So it's like
It's in between crew trainer and manager or something like
Yeah,
that?
yeah, exactly. So like basically, once we got the kiosk, we show people, we try and direct people to the kiosk, and
I
we show
hate
them how
that
to use
person.
it. Yeah.
I do. It's so awkward.
Yeah, it's so
Like,
awkward.
leave me
I
alone.
know how to work a basic computer. Like
Right.
it's an iPad that's just big.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. And then I have to like open the doors for people. I have to like walk around the lobby, like ask people how their drinks are and stuff like that.
this
like-
Coke is flat.
Yeah,
Get me a better one.
Yeah, like do you have any complaints? Like if someone like isn't eating their fries, I'm supposed to ask like if there's something wrong with them because like our fries are apparently so good. Like
The golden standard. Oh
Exactly.
god, I remember this
Chris
stupid
Off.
trick.
Oh,
Is she
man.
still like around? Does she
Yeah.
still like go around? Is she
Yeah.
the one who trained you when it came to
yes,
college?
yeah, I'm sure you can guess what she said when she was training us. It was like an hour training session to get gel or whatever, and it was like she's sitting in the back. She's like, "All right, I want you guys to model one place." I'm sure you can guess what.
No,
this is.
with
Like,
fries.
no, like
Oh,
for, like,
Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. She's like, we need to be just like Chick-fil-A. They're
Right.
stealing all of our
Yeah,
customers. And I'm
pay,
like,
pay
yeah,
them better.
Pay me like Chick-fil-A.
Yeah,
and I
pay-
will
they
be
can-
the nicest person. Like,
Because she would always be like, oh, you know, Chick-fil-A stealing our customers.
Yeah.
Like, they're so nice. I'm like, because they're getting paid a lot.
yeah, and they have like high quality food, you know. Like,
Yeah, it tastes good when you go there.
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, man, no, because she would always tell us that, and we were like, no. They get paid way better. The food's better. I feel like they're more selective with who they hire, too.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
there, like, they just hire anyone.
I mean,
Like
Abe
Jake.
got hired there.
Like,
Abe got hired.
Abe, yeah. Is he still working there? Is he
He works at Chick-fil-A right now.
He works at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, Abe works at Chick-fil-A.
So he doesn't work at McDonald's anymore.
Yeah. He's a nice guy.
He is. He's just weird.
Yeah.
Like, he's just really weird. He posted, like, what was it? Like, bleeding, and then someone reported him.
Yeah, yeah,
And then he's like, whoever reported me is
Yeah.
big gay. I'm like, my God.
And then like maybe
So aggressive. Like,
yeah, like 2 weeks ago on his story, he puts this like, he's like babysitting or whatever, and this kid's like pants are falling down. He thinks it's hilarious, so he goes and he like videotapes this baby's butt crack like from behind, and then like pulls out the pants. So like it's just it was
So
like,
weird.
It was like
let him
it was
babysit their
Yeah,
child.
right? Like, who was
this
in
kid
the
should
right
not be,
mind?
like
Near
100
children.
in the school, like it is
Dude,
that bad.
oh my god! And I was like, cause when you sent me his story, I didn't follow him yet.
Yeah.
So I like requested, and then he like followed
Yeah.
me, and I followed him. And I saw one of his posts. Cause he doesn't have that many posts.
No.
He has like 6 maybe or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw one of them where he was like at the gym, and he tried doing like a deadlift or something. He
Uh-huh.
starts puking. Did you see
Oh, no,
that?
I haven't seen that. I haven't even.
Because he's like, he tries doing like a deadlift, and I'm like, okay, he has pretty decent form. I'm like, okay, that's not bad. And all of a sudden, I see him throwing up. Okay, so it's this one right here. Okay, look. Look.
Artist ball. What gym is that?
24 hour. Or he put KFC in a surgery. Okay, that's just a joke. I'm pretty sure it's 24 hour.
Yeah, it is.
Kept going. And then his caption.
That went as planned. Did he want to throw up? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what
Like, it's
that was.
crazy. And like he was always, and then I remember when I had recently, well, he recently got hired. Like he didn't start going to the gym yet, and then it was like during his tenure there or whatever. That's when he started going. And he kept talking about it because he went to the 24 hour that's like right there. And I remember he's like, go with me. I'm like, no, dude, you scare me. I feel like you're gonna do some weird stuff, man. Like. He's really weird, but
He's the kind of kid like you'd be at the gym, like you're like mid deadlift.
he's like, what? I know, right? He gives you like a 5-star, and you drop it on your foot.
Yeah, like,
God,
oh my god,
dude, this guy's crazy.
he's a safety hazard. for
Oh,
sure. Safety hazard.
he puts everyone in danger, honestly.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. How long did he work there for? Like, when did he leave?
He probably worked there for a good 6 months. He'd work 6 to 2, so it'd be me, Abe, Norma, and Jake almost every morning.
Sounds.
And I was like,
I feel bad for Norma. I mean, I didn't really get along with Norma, but I kind of felt bad for her. Like at that point.
Dude, I hate Norma. I almost
so
quit.
scary.
I almost quit because of her. She would always. I can't understand a word she says, and then she says it like 3 times, and I'm like, slower, please, slower. And she's like, I don't know if I first went over. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. And like, I'd walk up there. She's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, you said go to first one. And she's like, no. Like, I'm like,
I know, and I don't know what she didn't like me. She really got along with my mom.
Yeah.
But she didn't like me, and I feel like. I don't know. I always tried to like work my schedule to not work with her, but then sometimes I would have to work in the morning, so because she only works in the morning, like exclusively in the morning.
like 6 to 1.
Like or
4
like
to
she
1.
opens
Yeah,
like
4
till
to
1
1.
p.m.
Yeah.
And I would always have to see her. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And like when especially like during weekends because it's really busy, so I'm like I know that I have to like interact with her when I'm like busy in the mornings. And I would get really upset. So that's why I would try to work Sundays because she didn't work Sundays. That's like her 1 day off or whatever.
Yeah.
Sundays, I'm like, that's why I only really work Sundays because I didn't like her.
Oh, yeah.
And Sundays were chill because like Elaine didn't show up either, and like we just didn't do anything.
My favorite day.
Sundays, I'm like, yeah, dude, no one, and it wasn't that busy compared to like Saturdays or like even Fridays.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad. Who else is still there that we might know? Connor, is he like a manager?
Connor's dope. Yeah, he's about to be a manager. He's like taking all the tests and stuff.
Oh,
like
okay.
that
Is he going to like the classes in like San Diego or whatever?
I don't know where they're taking it. It's him, Danielle, and Clayton are.
Clayton. Really?
Clayton transferred from Portola. I don't know if you know who he is.
No, before I quit, I worked in Portola like one night because they needed someone to close, and I met him there, but I didn't know he transferred.
Yeah, so apparently he got into it with one of their managers or whatever in Vegas. Like one of his managers tried to like punch him in the face or something like that.
So they went on a trip to Vegas.
Yeah, why would you go to
Yeah,
Vegas
what
with
the
your manager?
So like he's
It's
like,
such a weird situation. Like,
I don't even
he
know.
got transferred, I guess.
That story sounds pretty interesting. I don't know if it's as interesting as us, but he's told me some scary stories about. Like,
Do you remember what was that guy's name? He got transferred to Portola like a bunch of times. He got transferred to our store. Edgar.
Oh,
Yes. Because like he called like a guy a bitch, and like I guess like that guy got really triggered.
Yeah.
And he like reported him and everything.
Yeah.
And it was really stupid.
Oh.
Because I remember we went to like that manager dinner we had like
Yeah.
in December up in like that one restaurant,
Mhm.
and he was telling me all about it. He's like, "Yeah, I only got transferred because I called this guy a bitch." And like I'm like, of all reasons like that.
Dude, I remember that Snapchat. He was like, "Oh, Marcos, do that again for me, please. Like one more time. Thank you." You were like licking a spoon or something like that. I forget what you were doing.
Oh, there at the restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was
got
messing
a
with.
lot of weird Snapchats from that manager's dinner.
Yeah, because we were there with because like Riley still worked there, and that was
Yeah.
Jackson,
Yeah.
and I think that's it. Because like everyone else was like the adult ones.
Yeah.
And but yeah, when did Riley quit? Because I forgot that she worked there. To be honest.
around December probably.
Okay, so she quit before I did. Because I worked so like rarely that I didn't know when people left or like came in really.
For sure.
Because I know she's still dating Grant. That
yeah,
whole like
that
Yeah, I
was
saw
that
that
whole
on
situation
Instagram.
was weird. That like so they kept that low key for like 3 or 4 months.
yeah a
Like,
How
while.
long have they been dating then?
Because they dated
Almost-
way before she
it has to
quit.
be a year.
Yeah, almost a year.
She-
And
yeah.
and I was like, oh, okay. Like when I saw that, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I
she
think
would-
I told you, and I was like, is this like actually
thing?
happening? I was
Like,
like,
yeah.
go look at her story. And I was like, I'm very confused.
And then all of a sudden it's like now like public,
super
like open, like
yeah.
and.
Yeah, like they went on a boat together.
I know, that's a bit.
I remember
Boat
like,
trips make it official.
Yeah.
You mean you're stuck in the middle of like water?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna go?
Exactly,
Can't
nowhere
escape
to
that
run.
person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough.
She would always ask me like how my relationship is and like the dates. I
Weird,
would go
right?
on or
That's not
whatever.
normal.
I'm like okay. She's like yeah, like I've been dating this guy for like 4 or 5 months. I'm like oh
That's so
okay.
strange.
I'm like who is he? What's his name? She's like his name's Todd, and I'm like what?
Such a great name.
It's a great fake name.
Yeah. So like it's me, it's like Riley, me, Michael, and then Will. Do you remember Will?
Yeah, I remember Will.
Will works there again too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Will's like, oh my God, Riley, what happened to your neck? She has this huge hickey. The whole like side of her neck is like purple. And I'm like, oh my God, like.
And of course, like
That
everyone
is
making like a
horrible.
big deal about it too,
Yeah.
like just to make it that much worse.
So Will's like,
There's
what
nothing else in
Yeah.
the that happened.
Will's like, what happened? Like, did someone like punch you in the neck or something?
Was that big?
She's
Like it looked like a punch?
It was like, yeah, it was pretty fat. It was probably like. And so she's like, oh, I went paintballing, and like, Will and I
Wow,
looked
really?
at each
One
other,
small
like,
paintball.
yeah. I'm like, okay.
Got shot a lot.
In one specific
And
area.
then Nick would have, or not Nick,
Grant?
sorry, would have like the hickeys too, and I'm like, dude, like, this
Oh, that's really weird. You guys go paintballing at the same place. it's the same person shoot you guys? Like.
And then like Riley told me one day, she was like, all right, I'm dating Grant. Like, don't tell anyone. She's like, make sure Lisa doesn't find out. And I'm like,
Right. I mean, of all people, like, the last person you want to find out.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh man, because I remember a few podcasts, not even a few, it was like a while ago. We were like clowning her on the podcast because she would talk about. She was telling me and Jackson, and even Jackson being like the goofy character, he broke out of that because he was like in shock when she told us about like how she works in like the tobacco fields.
What?
She worked like
Wait,
when she
what?
was in like I think it was either Hawaii or wherever she's from. She worked in tobacco fields for like 12 cents an hour, and apparently like it was for like 12 hours a day. They would literally like her boss would get really mad if she complained about going to the bathroom. It was like slave work basically.
That's literally
That's slave work. I'm
Yeah.
like, and she talked about it like if it was a job. Like, you know, if you were talking about like, you know, how we're talking about working at McDonald's, that's
Yeah.
how she was talking about it. Like if so, oh yeah, it's my other job. You know, I got paid 12 cents an hour, 12 hours a
How
day.
old was she then?
She was like she said
Should
she was
be
like
20.
16 between the ages of like 14 to 16.
That's literally.
And I'm like, dude, are you working at the Dole plantation in the 20s? What the fuck?
The Dole plantation.
My
Yeah.
God, I was like, that's so. And she was talking about it so nonchalantly because I guess that was just so normal to her. And like with the tobacco fields, like they still have that. That's a thing.
I didn't know people still like smoke cigarettes or anything. Like
I know.
That.
I'm like, dude, yikes. And then because we were making fun, because like that's such a. I didn't expect that, especially like Lisa. You know, it's just such a like soft like person. Like
her dad's like super rich though too. That makes no sense why she was working at a tobacco field. Her dad like makes like a ton of money, like takes care of her.
Right? And she always talk about Richard, like her boyfriend,
Oh, yeah,
and like they
Rich.
would always
Oh,
break up
no.
and then get back together. Did you ever hear those stories?
Yes.
Okay.
Because then she would like talk about like I think she has a kid too, right?
Yeah, she would always
so
talk
she
about
would,
her
like,
daughter.
Talk about her kid, and then how like she was like, yeah, my daughter's like not really happy that I got back together with my boyfriend. And I was like, then maybe you shouldn't be getting back together with your boyfriend.
Because like, didn't your boyfriend have like a wife? Like he had like a whole
Really?
whole ass
I have
other
no
family.
idea.
Like that's
That is insane.
Yeah, because he was like basically like married, had kids, like completely had another family, and then they were like dating. I'm like, yikes! Like that's what Brenda told me. I mean, Brenda, like Brenda.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that was all true, but yeah.
That's insane. Yeah, she told me they've been dating for 8 years, so they're legally
8 years.
legally married.
Love that.
See, when you date for 5 years, you know you're legally married. You don't have to do those licenses or anything.
Yeah,
You're
like,
legally
what?
married.
Like, how does that work?
That's
And,
the
like,
most Lisa thing to say.
I know.
I'm married.
Yeah, I'm married.
Yeah.
Legally, we've been living together for 8 years.
I was like, oh, so when you get married officially? She's like, I don't know. Ask Rich. And I'm like, oh god.
I'm not gonna ask.
I'm not asking Rich, please.
I don't want to interact with him.
I'll call him up. Like, let's have a conversation.
Oh, okay, sure. Sorry, Lisa.
So Jackson, like as a joke, like one day he was like, hey Lisa, like how big is Rich? And she's like, oh, he's pretty strong. Like he used to work with dead bodies. I don't know what that's called. And I'm like, you
Like a
mean
morgue? A mortician?
Yeah, like you mean he was a mortician? And she's like, ah, yes, a mortician. He was a mortician in Boston. So he was lifting around dead bodies all the time. And I'm like, what? Like Jackson and I, like Jackson was like trying to make a joke, like
Yeah, that's
I'm
exactly what like the tobacco field situation.
Yeah,
Like we were
exactly.
trying to like
And
lighten the mood because it was such a shocking,
and then Jackson
She
Jackson
wouldn't act like it's like a scary
like a big
or,
thing. Yeah,
serious
no,
thing.
she's
She
so
just, like,
nonchalantly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And Jackson like looks at me and like I look at Jackson and looks like what? And like so I go on like Lisa's Instagram and I look at this guy and I'm like, this guy is creepy.
I know, right? He looks
like
weird.
Mortician.
Oh, I don't have her. I have her on Facebook.
I have her.
Because I remember she tried following me back when I used to be private, and I didn't. I rejected it.
Dude, I don't know why I let her follow me. She sent me these weird DMs, dude. Like,
Ew, DM you?
this is what he looks like.
Oh my god.
Tell me he
I
doesn't
can't
look like he
picture him
handles
with-
dead bodies.
I can't picture him with Lisa.
I can't
She
picture him
DM
with.
you.
I don't know. I was in Texas or whatever, and my flight got canceled or whatever. So like, let's see what she said. I will cover your shift tomorrow, Lisa. Thanks for the hours. I'm Dakota. What? I'm Dakota. Wait, I will cover your shift tomorrow, Lisa. Thanks for the hours. I really appreciate
Now I
it.
will cover you.
Dordo, now I will. What?
I was so confused. This was like right after my flight had been canceled, and I was coming home from Dallas, and like my flight got canceled because you can't fly into Orange County past 11 or whatever. So I was like,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's a weird rule.
Yeah, because of the Newport Beach people. So like they get fines or something like that. And
It's
I was
Lisa.
just
She's like, I've seen you. Like,
yeah, but like it was insane. I was like, it was like maybe like 3 a.m. for me, so like 1 a.m. for her.
Mhm.
And I was like in my bed, and I was like, I like put on like the Next app because we have a Next app now,
Mhm.
like which is like where you can.
Oh, on
request
the
cover.
yeah, that's what I heard.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fancy, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
can't
fancy.
relate.
Yeah, so I like send it in, and then it sends it to a group message. And
Yeah,
it's
because remember before I was like, take a picture of a piece of paper
Yeah,
on, like,
yeah.
in the
it
cruise.
was so inconvenient.
Just not like cool at all. You're just like, oh, I gotta go check my shift. And
Yeah.
you're like,
You have to
gotta
like, because
find
it's
my name.
small,
Yeah.
it's little line,
My hours.
and it was all military time. It's like 14 to 20. I'm like, just say like 2.
Think about it.
Oh.
Just,
Subtract 12. Like,
The thing is, I'm super lazy with my camera roll too. So like, I
It's
still
all
have
like that?
all
You don't
of those
delete them?
pictures. Yeah, I still have all of them in my. Like,
especially because when you
15
ask someone
pictures.
like, hey, can you see the sketch? Can you send me the
You're
sketch?
like,
They would
"What?"
have to go. And especially if someone had an Android, they would take like
Oh,
the
no,
worst
Jackson.
photos. Yeah, Jackson. Or the worst photos.
Jackson would send me the funniest texts when we used to do that. Let me see if I have them. They were so funny.
He's in a picture.
He's like when I got the gel thing. He's like I'm like, hey Jackson, I get off of school at 12:20 and I'm scheduled at 12. I'll be there at between 12:30 and 12:40. And he said, that's okay. Thanks for letting me know. He just takes it so
I like that she like looked though for it.
I know she's like posed for it. Yeah.
And then I think I deleted the text, but one time I was like, hey Jackson, can you send me the schedule? And he took it the wrong way. It's just his face. It's just his face, and he's just like, let me see if I can find it. It's like deep in my camera roll. I'll find it.
And it was like, cause.
So it was like, he's like, oops, sorry, my camera facing the wrong way.
Didn't notice that it was the
Your
wrong.
dad moved. Just
Whoops, sorry.
Camera facing
I was
the
like,
wrong way.
Did you ever see his Instagram profile? Did you ever see
He
it?
has
I
an
think you
Instagram?
showed me it.
But he deleted it, like all the things. But I showed.
Because it was like him young.
He was like so skinny. He was so small, and he would do like magic tricks. Do you remember?
He used to do magic tricks?
He still does. Like
No, I'm not surprised.
like he still does like sleight
But
of
like
hand
he would
stuff.
film it and like put it on the internet.
And then the funniest one was like he was filming like a duck or something, and then it started chasing him. And then his voice is like, you think it's high pitched now. It was
No,
way
yeah.
higher pitched. It was worse. I don't know. Yeah, I think because I kept looking for it the other day, a while back, and like it was deleted. It was so funny though.
Oh, dude. But I don't even know. Like that whole like situation. There's so many characters that work at
Oh
McDonald's.
yeah, it's still there. It's still there. Okay,
Oh.
listen.
Daddy's so cute. I was telling you.
It's like his clown nose.
It's like, okay, look, this is like iconic. Look at that
Wait,
slide.
that's what he looks like?
That's what he used to look like. Yeah. Look at that sleight of hand.
Whoa, that's pretty sick, actually. What?
What? Because he doesn't have sleeves on. Like, where'd it go?
Yeah, like, he always does like weird stuff like that at McDonald's. Like he like takes he does the thumb thing, like
Yeah.
he
Oh,
takes
that.
the thumb
Yeah.
out. He's like, hey, look at this. I'm like,
Like out of nowhere.
Such a
Look.
professional man.
I was closing one night. It was my first time closing ever. It was probably like 2 months ago. It was like me, Connor, Yay News.
He still works there?
Let me tell you, I have so
Do you
many
remember
stories
him?
about
Yes.
Oh my god, he was
It's like
so weird.
me,
But like not like a
Connor.
funny weird, like a unsettling
No, like
weird.
uncomfy.
Yeah.
like a serial killer.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a little bit. Like you're kind of scared to work with him.
He's like super friendly, but like he's kind of a serial killer.
He's got those vibes, definitely.
Yeah, so it's me, him, and then Connor's closing grill and Jackson. So Jackson's in the back counting drawers or whatever, and like it's like 12:05, right? So I'm mopping or whatever. Connor's closing the grill, so I'm the only one in the front of the store. All of a sudden I'm mopping. All of a sudden someone's banging at the window, and it's this bald person.
Is it his dad?
Guess who it is?
His dad.
No,
Is it him?
no,
Yeah.
it's Danielle. I look, I'm like, oh my god. I'm like, oh, okay, I'll let you in. I was like,
Oh my god, I completely forgot what it was. It's Danielle.
oh,
Dad.
Because his dad looks exactly like him. Have you seen his dad?
no.
He looks like him, just like elongated, like just
Like
like
the long hair?
Yeah, and bald.
Oh, bald.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
That makes
lost
sense.
the hair.
Yeah,
I
lost
the
hair. But oh my god, but like his face, like a pointy little nose, like weirdly red face, like Scandinavian. Where he's from?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that was one of the scarier moments I've had at McDonald's. And then,
What did she want? Just to come inside?
yeah, she wanted to come inside and see Jackson and like talk about going to Corky's and stuff. She invited me to Corky's. So I'm like,
I guess they
It's
go
like
there a
weird.
lot. Like that's their
Or
spot.
maybe
That
that,
was
was
the-
the
that's-
night.
that was
You
the
should
night.
have gone.
oh.
Oh my
It
god.
was like 1 a.m, and I'm like,
That's like the best
dude,
time to go to
I'm
Corky's
tired.
though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Corky's like is open late.
Like 24
so, yeah,
hours.
There you go.
It's like the
So-
best time to go though.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm too tired for this. Like, I just want to go home. Like, I don't want any part of this. I've had like 3 Red Bulls. Like I just want to go home.
Sounds
and
like
then-
a fun shift.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I'm like, am I hallucinating? I look up and it's just a like, oh my
Shiny
god.
bald head.
Like, jeez, dude.
Dude, oh, okay, so I was gonna ask you, what's her name? Old lady. What was her name?
Nubia?
No.
No,
That's
no.
Turtle Lady.
Oh, Michelle.
Michelle. Does she still work there,
Michelle.
or does she leave?
She works
Still
there.
alive?
It's just weird, dude. She used to tell me all these stories about how she, like, in the 70s, she used to do, like, these weird drugs, like heroin and stuff like that. I'm like,
She's such a like nice grandma type of person. Like I can't imagine her.
now she's like she does like AA meetings, but for drugs. I don't know what it is.
Like she attends them or she hosts them.
she hosts them.
Oh, okay. I
She
was
hosts
like-
them, I think.
I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, I was like, oh, but Yeah, she
Yeah,
tells me
she
all
was.
these
I mean, she was
stories, but-
nice, but she was
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah.
She would always like hop on like a counter or something, like on a computer, and she didn't know what she was doing.
Yeah,
She
yeah.
was-
She like felt like she needed to. And I was
Yeah.
like, you don't know how to work it. Like,
it's
just
fine.
don't.
Like
don't.
all she really needed to do
Yeah.
was like the table service thing.
Yeah.
Like that's all her
She
job.
knows how to work a monitor, like a
Now?
computer now.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
She's
how-
like
She'd always
completely
like hover
incapable.
over my shoulder. To,
I know, I'm
learn.
like,
She'd be
oh.
like,
Yeah.
so you taking the order like while I'm interacting with the customer? And I was like,
Yeah, you get like this weird like breathing like on your neck. You're like,
Hello?
oh, yeah. Like,
God, she would always
The
bring me
customer's
like
like-
cookies though. She was nice. Like
Yeah.
she brought like the little like metal tin can of
Yeah, she's
cookies.
nice.
I thought she
She's
quit though. I
friendly.
didn't because I mean I've only
No,
been
she
twice.
transferred to Portola when we were like remodeling because like she can't do anything else. Like she doesn't know drive.
Oh, because it was drive-through only,
Yeah,
right?
so-
Okay.
She transferred.
Dude,
to
I one in there
police
looks
and-
ugly. No offense. I don't know if
It's-
you get offended, but it
no,
looks ugly.
Why would I get
I
offended?
don't like it.
Like,
It looks ugly.
I
like,
really hate it.
it's
Like I don't go inside.
absolutely hate it. No, yeah, it looks ugly.
It
dude.
ruined my
it's easier.
job.
It makes my like job easier. I feel like.
Oh, because you don't have to. It's like
Well,
barely any
yeah.
like counter orders, right? Like
Yeah.
people just put it in the kiosk. What is it?
Oh,
Four?
well,
of them?
not. I don't know. I'd say most people still go there, but like
Old people. I'm assuming old people.
old people always go.
'Cause, like-
or
Or
just
like the
who are just
people with
clueless.
kids,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, typically, and it's like, I don't know. It's kind of frustrating because now when you run, you have to like scan this ticket to serve it.
Oh yeah, I know they were supposed to implement that way sooner than they did.
Yeah.
Because like every other McDonald's had that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, it's like the new McDonald's. Like they forced Fred to like.
I know
remodel.
because like he
Yeah.
basically
refused.
postponed it for
Yeah.
like the longest
I
time.
remember like when I first started working there, like, yeah, we're remodeling in like a few months.
It took
And I'm
like 3 years. Like, and
Yeah.
it took so long for
Yeah.
them to actually remodel.
like a year and a half later, we remodeled. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
All right, but we went over 15 minutes, but it's fine. We had a lot of good juicy stuff to talk about.
I didn't even talk about Andres.
Oh, just continue. I don't care. Let's
Okay.
go an hour. What happened?
Andres.
I don't care. Continue. I want to know.
Andres. So this Andres story, I can't believe you've never heard. So Edgar, right?
Yeah.
Edgar had transferred from Portola, and okay, so Edgar, first of all, his first week there, Johnny Snapchats Edgar in the kitchen. Edgar's doing a Nazi salute just in the kitchen, and Johnny puts that on his story, right?
Wow.
And one of the people that is friends with Johnny on Snapchat must have screenshotted it or something, and so
What a genius.
so all of my
So
around my
smart.
school, they're like Dakota, you work at McDonald's, right? And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, who's this guy doing the Nazi salute? And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
my
fuck.
god.
You're like, just kidding. I don't work at
Like,
McDonald's.
Oh
Yeah.
no, I don't work there anymore. I don't
That's
claim
that's
that.
not me. And then like, I'm like, oh, and so like apparently I come into work like the next week, and like Edgar's like, yeah, I got suspended for a couple days. I almost got fired, and I'm like,
Almost.
why? He's like,
Almost.
so you know Johnny, like how he posted that video, and I'm like, yeah. He's like, so someone from your school like found out. Or whatever.
Always
I'm like,
mad. Like someone from school got offended by
Yeah.
me. Like,
Yeah.
Nazis,
Yeah.
so-
Can you believe that?
Like, how dare they?
It's some weird stories, dude. But anyway, since he transferred from Portola, and Andreas, who had come from Portola, who you talked about on the last podcast.
Yeah,
He smells like death.
yeah, he
He's
always
just
like
the worst worker.
working with him was awful. Like,
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
Like we were not even crew trainers, and he would leave us alone to go
Yeah.
get ice cream.
Yeah.
Like,
He goes and gets ice cream. Yeah. So he's like, he was So Edgar was telling me, he's like, is Andrea here? And I'm like, who? It's like, Andrea. And I'm like, who's that? He's like, you don't know about this? And I'm like, no. And so he's like, yeah, so like when I was working at Portola, Andreas, we used to work there, and like I came in with my friend to get some food or whatever. And so Andreas was trying to set me up with, or he had like, they had met on like a dating site. It was Andreas catfished Edgar's friend.
I heard that. I heard
Yeah.
about like the catfishing, but I didn't know any more details.
Yeah,
about it.
so they walked into McDonald's one day or whatever, and somehow he found him on some online dating something. So anyway, like they were like texting or whatever, and this Edgar works there, but his friend doesn't. So Edgar's like, yeah, like that's kind of weird, and so they're texting, and then they want to meet up, and they had been sending like nudes and whatever, and I'm like, I don't know how this works. I'm pretty sure he might have been a minor. I don't think he was a minor. But he's like, yeah, so they want to meet up for sex. And like he's like
Oh.
they're like at McDonald's.
Oh.
Andreas is on his 30. And he's like, let's meet in the Tribuco Hills parking lot. So Edgar like drops his friend. He goes to drop his friend off, and he's just Andreas sitting like standing next to his car in the Tribuco Hills parking lot. He's like, Andreas, like, what are you doing here? He's like, oh, nothing. He's like, are you Andrea?
Oh.
And he's like,
God.
no, I'm not Andrea. He was Andrea. He literally catfished.
Wait, like as a girl, he was.
Yeah, he pretended to be a girl. He was still a dude when they showed up. Just completely Andreas. But he I don't know what he was thinking. Like
What is he gonna show up and see you do? Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, okay, this works. It's all the same, right?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So I found that out and I was like, what? Like, Liz, is this true? She's like, I don't know. Like, I work at Portola. Like, that's what they like talked about or whatever. And I'm like, damn. So like, Andreas walks in the door and then Edgar's like, Andrea, what's happening?
Oh,
and Edgar's
my
like
God.
the walk of shame, like puts his head down, like walks past. And I'm like, oh my god.
Even the dog is shocked. Oh my god,
it was very scary. It was.
Yeah, because the only like real thing I knew about him was he got fired.
Yeah.
Because like he fell or whatever.
Yeah,
he tried.
fell
He
and
like
hurt his
sued
shoulder,
for
had
it.
surgery.
Yeah.
He
Now
like
he works at Burger King.
like I don't know. Like it's pretty bad working at McDonald's. Like you went lower. Like,
Yeah.
like, working at Burger King is just
All the
worse.
Everyone goes to that burger.
Yeah, like come on, like you
Yeah.
really stepped down.
And then I didn't know what to believe because Edgar had told me these stories about like Edgar's like Eric. Do you remember Eric?
Yeah,
blonde kid?
yeah.
Eric had asked him like if he was gay or something like that.
Like Edgar. Have
Yeah,
you,
like he straight up asked him. He's like I don't know. Like I had this friend from like the Netherlands or whatever, and he grabbed me down there, and I'm like. Okay, and he's like I kind of liked it, but apparently like that's how they say hello, and I'm like,
No.
no.
What are you going to Scandinavia? Just like no.
Yeah, so like I didn't know what to think. He never told us that he was gay, but I'm assuming he might be.
And I mean, I knew him because he went to my high school, but I had never worked with him
was he
until he
weird?
transferred. Yeah, he was super weird.
When he walked in, he looked oddly familiar. I had never like put it like where I knew him from together, but he had like come. Like he walks in the door the first day that he's working, and I'm presenting, right? And he looks like super intimidating. Like he looks like when you like watch like these TV shows of like this boss that just doesn't care about their job, like this shitty young boss. That's him.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So he walks in, he's
Especially
like,
because he's like a
tying his tie.
manager and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like somehow he made it into a manager.
Yeah, somehow. Yeah, he's been working there for like 5 years. So he's like tying he comes in, his tie is like halfway around his thing. He grabs like hot water and like gets a tea bag and like puts honey in there. He's like, sorry, I'm sick. And then he's sick. He goes and like hawks a loogie, and I'm like, oh my god, like who are you? And I was like super intimidated by this guy. I don't know how like I got to like know him, but
Oh my god.
he was just super scary. It was, I had only been working there for like 2 months.
No, I mean I know because he kept getting transferred because like I don't know what he did at Ladera. Is it the Nazi thing? Is that what happened? That he got
No.
transferred out again?
I think I don't know if did he get transferred or did he want to go back to Portola?
Oh, I don't know.
I
I
think
remember
he's always trying to go back to Portola with his friends because like he's like Jake. He's like he wants to hang out with
his
friends.
boys.
Yeah, like
because I
his
remember
boys,
because I don't know if he went to college because I know he started working at the McDonald's.
He went
like,
to Saddleback.
when like during our senior year of high school, and then he just continued working there and didn't really do anything with his life.
yeah. No, he went to Saddleback for like 4 or 5 years.
How do you do that? You're supposed to be there for 2
He's
years.
trying to be an architect, right? And so like
Just like a generic, like he's not even an engineer,
Yeah.
like a civil architect.
yeah, so he came to McDonald's. He's like, "Is Dakota here? Like, I want to talk to him about Saddleback because this was me. I think I'm about to graduate from high school." He's like, "Yeah, so like, what class are you taking? Like, maybe we can take some classes together." I'm like,
That's super weird.
like, this is weird. Like, you're like, this is like your 5th year. Like, do you have any tips? Like, any advice? Maybe? Like, I don't know if I should be taking advice from you, but do you have any advice? And then he's like, yeah, like, I don't know. Like, all these classes are really easy. And I'm like, okay, this is your 4th year here. I'm not listening to anything you have to say. Like, you were worthless. So.
Dude, does Nathaniel still work there?
Okay, so Nathaniel took a break.
I
He
really
still
tried
works
to be
there.
his friend, like really hard every day. He like was always to himself, and I would just be like, "How's your day, Nathaniel?" And everybody else was
Good.
scared of it, and I was like, "It's okay, me and Nathaniel are
We're
friends.
cool, we're cool."
The one day, like it was like his last week, maybe in December, and like his pants were like falling down. No, it had to be like February.
Yeah, because
Because
that
he
was
quit,
yeah.
So like his pants are like all the way down when he's like grabbing cups out of the thing, and he just
Out of the
didn't. He
bottom?
never pulled them up. Yeah, he just never pulled up his pants. He's like, Elaine's like, hey, like, I'll give you a free meal if you go and like tell him that his pants are like
so
all the way
drastic.
down.
A free meal.
Yeah, like
I'll give
I'm
you a
like,
raise.
I'm like, no thanks. Like, I'm just gonna grab whatever food's left over anyway. Like, what's in it for me? And I'm not gonna risk this kid turning around and going like
Ape.
turning
Did he
into
tell you he
real.
was gonna kill you one
Yeah.
time?
Oh, do you remember
What?
that? Did you not hear that story?
I think I vaguely remember. I'm pretty sure he's told that to multiple
I
people.
I remember like telling that story because it was when Ashley still worked there and Chris was still working there, and so we were just messing around. You know, do you remember like the big Uber Eats bags, like the paper bag?
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys still use.
Oh,
them or
you
not.
put it over your head.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I made holes in it, and we were just like
Yeah.
joking around because it was so
It's funny.
dead.
Yeah.
It was like a Sunday night or whatever. It was dead,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden he comes up from behind me. He's like, for some reason I really want to hurt you right now. Like, I don't know what else. I think he said something else, but like.
That's
So he
funny.
he said for some reason I really want to hurt you right now. I'm like, I was so scared.
You're like, I'm
Because,
never
like-
doing this again. I'll do whatever you want.
Okay, I'm sorry. Because he's never joked around with me, so I didn't know what to think.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Did he start laughing after?
I'm
or-
like,
Yeah.
and then he just walked away because he didn't even laugh. He didn't even chuckle
Yeah.
or anything. He just walked away.
He
I'm
was
like,
trying to kill you.
I think he meant it.
Yeah.
Like-
Dude, Yanus. So he reminds me of Yanus a little bit, like the serial killer vibe. you know?
yeah.
So
Because I would
Yanus
joke
is-
around with Yanus and he wouldn't understand.
Yeah.
Like he
like-
wouldn't get it. Like
he's like
and
this
I
weird
remember that.
Yeah.
He'd just be like,
Huh?
what?
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a joke, dude.
So his first day there, I'm like, what's your name again? Cause and he's
I
like,
always
you
forgot.
can call me anything as long as it doesn't rhyme with anus. And I'm like, oh, Yanus. All right, buddy.
And it was gonna be, you knew it was gonna be hard because everyone was gonna make fun of him.
Yeah.
Everyone.
So like specifically like 2 weeks ago, this kid is sitting in first window with Buck, who is one of my friends'
Buck?
brothers.
He,
His name
there's
is
a
Buck.
dude that works there named Buck.
His name's Buckley, but he goes by Buck. So he's like
Super cool.
he's sitting in like the first window or whatever, right?
I don't think he hunts. Anyway, I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's sitting in the first window, and like he calls me on like the headset, and I'm like, he's like, hey, like, do you have one syrup packet? I'm like, okay, this is weird. And he's like, I'm like, why do you need a syrup packet? And he's like, well, Yannis is making those packet things, but he's like, he needs one. I'm like, okay,
Just
whatever.
takes one.
Yeah. So like Buck had come by like 3 times or whatever because he's new, so he
Mhm.
doesn't know where like the syrup is. So like there was like no like we had to go to like the back to like find like the syrup boxes, and so I finally found it, and then I like walk up there, and like Yannis was freaking out. He's like pacing in circles, and I'm like what's wrong? And I was like, okay, it's Yannis. I'm gonna mess with him. So I brought 2. I put one in my pocket and then I had one in my hand. I'm like, Yannis, is this like what you're looking for? I look down underneath the computer, like where they keep like the syrup. There's like
No.
1 row missing out of like 2 boxes, and it's just one. It's like 1 row gone, and then there's like a row, and it's just missing 1 little square for a syrup pack. And I'm like, you're joking me. You made a like.
So he just
Big
wanted
deal out of
to.
this.
So you just wanted to fill that hole.
Yeah, he just wanted to fill that hole. So I was like, you know what? I'm sick of this. I grab this, I stick my tongue in it and throw it in the trash. And I'm like, look at this, Yanus. I have another one. He's like, oh my god, thank you. I grab it, open it and throw it in the trash. He's like, no, you monster. He's like freaking out. He's like pacing. He's like, get out right now. And he like pushes me out.
Get out.
And Bucky's just like dying in the corner. Like, this is hilarious. And so
Oh my god.
so I just kept this going. He's like, okay, fine, I'll just go do it myself. So he goes to the back or whatever,
Mm.
and he's coming. Like I had an extra syrup packet, so he had gone to the back to get an extra syrup packet. So I had one in my pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So I walked up to the first window and placed it there. So when he got back, he had an extra one. And he's like, you. He's like freaking out.
Oh my
I
god.
get in there and there's like his anime soundtrack like playing.
Yeah,
Call
'cause-
him.
Yeah, he was always either on his break. He was watching anime or reading. He
Yeah.
would like actually read like thick ass books
Yeah.
like during his break. I'm like, wow.
He was like dancing there, and then like so I went up there to talk to Buck.
He would dance
Yeah.
and he would sing
Yeah.
too.
I went
Oh.
up there to talk to Buck, right? And I'm like, yeah, what's up, Buck? And he's like, okay, hold on, I got an Oreo. He's like, just one Oreo for you? Okay, all right. So the person's driving or whatever. Yanis is just like sitting there making deluxe packets.
Just
or
being
whatever.
himself.
Yeah. So then the lady comes to the window, and he's like, he looks at the screen, he's like, 1 Oreo McFlurry? And I'm like, with his hands, I'm like, oh. And Buck looks at me, he's like, whoa, hey, what is that? I was like, oh my god. I was like, yeah, I've had enough. I'm not coming up here anymore. He's like, good luck, man. I'm like, oh. So Buck apparently, like, I don't know, like they have like the COD 1, COD 2 things. So like later on, like Buck was sitting up there, and like Yanis was doing the cash, And so like there's like all these like squares for like the cars or whatever.
Mhm.
And so there was 3 cars in the drive-through, but there was only 2 squares. And like so what had happened is he had already taken the car in front of him.
Oh.
Or like the car like right there. So he's like freaking out. He's like, there's 3 cars in the drive-through. I only have 2. Like what did you do? He's like yelling at Buck. Like what did you do wrong? Like Buck's like, oh god, like what am I doing? He's like, and like all of a sudden like Yanis, like the car pulls up and then like he's like yelling at Buck. Like you need to figure this out. Like, he's like freaking out. And then like the car's like he like reads out this order. He's like, is this yours? And the person's like, yeah. And like the car goes by and he's like oh, okay. There was nothing wrong. That's my bad, dude. And Buck's like traumatized. He's like, dude, like this kid's gonna kill me.
Yeah,
Like,
oh my god, yeah, because like,
yeah.
remember when he burned Riley with the oil?
Remember when he burned himself with the oil?
It was so ridiculous.
It was just like
It was like a third day or something.
Was it third day?
I don't even know. It was just really like recently when he got hired.
Yeah.
And the stupid like the hash brown
Yeah,
thing.
he grabs the hash brown thing and it's
And
like,
he put it
common
the
sense.
other way.
He tries to do it the other way and it's like, oh, it's
I'm
not
like,
working.
there's an opening, so you
Yeah.
turn it and they fall.
He's like, oh, okay. So he grabs the hot like thing and just burns his hand. It just come out of the fryer. Like, dude.
Oh my god.
He's just clueless, kind of. And like he closes now. So like Will was closing. He's washing the dishes, right? So he has 45 minutes worth of dishes sitting right by the ice machine. Just this huge stack, like 5 feet tall. So Yanis comes back to get ice cream, to get ice. He sprints and just knocks all of the dishes, all like 45 minutes worth of dishes, all over the ground.
Was it clean or dirty?
They were clean.
Oh my god.
And then like Will was like, "Are you kidding me?" He's like, "Really, dude?" And like Yanis is just filling up the ice thing. He's like, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah,
and then he just
like,
runs
his
away.
way, like the way he does it.
And Gonzalo's like the manager. He just stares at Will. He's like, I don't know what to do, man. Like, I'm sorry about that. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. So they ended up closing at like 2 because,
Sounds awful.
yeah, he's just clueless.
Oh my god. I don't want to know anymore. Like this is
It's-
like that's not even funny. That's just like cringe, you know? Like when it comes to him, it's like hardly ever funny because I remember he would always start singing randomly.
Yeah, and
when
he
he would-
dances and he does like the skipping through the lobby when he like takes like people's food out and it's like,
Oh, I remember that.
Because he would like, I remember he was doing this weird like, I don't know how to even
Yeah.
call it, like this little dance where
Yeah.
he's literally just standing in one spot,
Yeah.
and then he would sing, and I'm like,
it's like his
dude.
life is he's in a musical and we're all just like
Yeah, we're just-
around him. His life is literally just a musical.
It's his music, but we're just living in it.
Yeah,
Like, that's-
exactly. So, yeah, and like like Will had come in before he worked there, and it was like March, so he wanted a Shamrock Shake. He's like, "Give me one chamois," and he's like, "What's a chamois?" And he's like, "You mean a Shamrock Shake?" And like Will's like, "No, a chamois." He's like, no, it's
Oh
a
my
Shamrock Shake." Like Will's like joking. Like at this point, like just give it to the kid.
Yeah, don't even be like
And
weird about it.
He's like, "All right, here's your Shamrock Shake." He's just being an asshole. So Will has never liked him. So as soon as he knocked the dishes over, he's like, "I'm gonna kill this kid." Like,
oh my god, no, I've never liked that kid, and like, ever
This
since
is
his
so weird.
first day, like, I don't know, he would always like he would never say excuse me. I don't know if that happened
Yeah.
to you.
No,
but
he
would
just
never-
pushes you
he
out
would
of
just
the way.
push it out of the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
he's a tweaker, dude. He's
The tweaker that doesn't do drugs.
Yeah.
He's the worst.
So
type.
mad.
All right, but yeah, okay, now we have reached an hour, so that is like the time limit.
Yeah,
Thanks for
sure.
coming on, Sierra. Thank you, Dakota.
No problem, man.
Sadly, Ian couldn't make it because
Yeah.
random like
Random
family.
thing, like 5 minutes before.
I know. Right when I was getting here, I
Yeah.
got that mess. I'm like, okay, dude,
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
but thanks for joining me, guys. This was
No
fun,
problem.
and we'll catch you in the next one. Thank you.